Hey, what's up guys, Mashine here, coming back with a brand new video for you guys. Today we're going to be talking about all about stickers, talking about the 114% return that's out there, along with some Rio and Antwerp. Let's hop on into it. This video might be a little bit all over the place, but we're going to be talking about stickers. And first up, obviously, we got to mention those Rio stickers that have been going absolutely crazy because of what's been going on with the Rio Major. Obviously, the Rio Major is over as you're watching this, and it is over as I'm recording this, but we've seen a pretty spectacular run for a couple of these stickers, specifically Outsiders and Heroic. Now don't get me wrong, everyone expects the prices of the sticker or the team that wins to go up, but the thing is, when we look at the Outsiders, which was just previously shown, and the Heroic, which is now shown, you can see just how crazy this peak is, especially the Heroic one. I want to point this out because the Heroic paper went up to 90 cents, but the thing is, it's at 3 cents now, meaning that there was so many of these out there. The fact that it even got up to 93 cents is really incapable and honestly not something I expected to see at all. And I mean, something like this is very short-lived. Usually there's not a ton of profit to be made, at least for your position, at least at this point. That's going to be the main theme of this video, talking about how it potentially could impact you, and especially when we get to that 114% return capsule. But the thing is here, this is someone that probably stocked up on these beforehand if I had to make a prediction, because soon as Outsiders entered into that grand final, you knew the sticker price was going to explode, and if you were able to take advantage of that beforehand, you could have made a decent amount of money. Now obviously that's with hindsight, and you can see that there's Reddit posts all over talking about how much these have exploded, and I don't think that there's necessarily going to be a one-off occurrence, and I think this could be something that happens again next major, just something to keep a lookout for, and something that could potentially help you out in the future if you're really trying to be like that and flip some of these stickers for some profit. Now I'm not specifically saying invest into the Outsider stickers. In fact, I'm saying quite the opposite, at least at this point, but there is the possibility Outsiders could return to VP, and that sticker could become pretty valuable. In my opinion, the Outsiders logo is much better looking than the VP logo. Now that's just my personal opinion, but the thing is, we've seen it in the past, and it was something I talked about in the past, of VP potentially returning to being VP instead of Outsiders. Obviously everyone knows what's been going on in that situation, but it's very interesting to think that this could be just a really weird instance where we have the Outsiders Gold and the Outsiders Champion autograph, but the thing is, we don't actually have an Outsiders team anymore. It turns into what we saw kind of with Gambit and Cloud9, where Gambit really isn't a thing, but yet Gambit won a major. It's kind of a little one-off instance like that that could be potentially a little bit of extra profit down the road, especially if Outsiders turns into VP and it becomes very desirable. Now, if you're a longtime viewer of Master Shine, you know that every reasonable amount of time I'll go back and I'll grab the ROI of Stockholm, Antwerp, and potentially now it's going to be Rio, and usually I do this manually, but a lot of people wanted it to be automatic, so I gave it an attempt, and I've got Stockholm automatic right now. If you want to ever check it out, it's usually not too hard to find in the description of one of these videos. Biggest thing I'm going to warn you is it takes a while to load, which is the reason I haven't done the Antwerp or potentially even the Rio at this point, but we do have our ROIs. Obviously, starting with Stockholm here, we've got some pretty disappointing ROIs, especially if you're someone that's invested into that Challengers capsule. Now, the Legends capsule is about 50%, the Contenders is around 54%, Challengers only at 36.8%, which is dangerously low. We know that with cases, that soon as that ROI gets too low, you start to run into some pretty real problems. And then the Champion capsule is at 24%, but that kind of gets a little bit of a pass because it's got that simple gold that's so expensive and so desirable. And then I've also got the ROI for Antwerp here. Now this one I had to manually do, which is definitely quite annoying, but we've got an ROI that's looking very So Legends, we've got 46%, Contenders, we've got 57%, and then Challengers, we've got 55%. Not terrible, but definitely not something you really want. These capsules have some unboxing demand, but the thing is, if this ROI was much higher, it would be in a much more favorable position, but you can definitely make your own inferences off that data because that's really right in the middle. Now, I want to quickly talk about Rio, and especially the Rio sale. Now, I've talked a little bit about this in a previous video, and I might talk again about it in the future, but you need to be there when this sale drops because you are going to make some very good profit. The thing is, I'm not going to calculate Rio's ROI, but the ROI is higher than 25%. That's important because when the sale drops, you can instantly unbox these capsules and then immediately sell it on the market to the highest buy orders. That's going to give you a very slight margin, but still significant margin if you're able to unbox something like a gold or something really good during that first 10 to 15 minutes. When I talk about unboxing capsules, this is the best time to unbox capsules for majors. So it's definitely something you should be there for if you can, and especially just immediately start opening up capsules if you're within the first 5 or 10 minutes of this update dropping, because I can't guarantee you profit obviously, but your odds of making profit are so good and so significantly high. But finally, we get to 114% ROI, or specifically the unicorn hollow. Yeah, that's right, the unicorn hollow. Not something I think you were expecting to see, but this is the unicorn hollow. It comes from the Enfu sticker capsule, but I want you to look at the price trend of the unicorn hollow right here. It's definitely an interesting price trend considering it's been going up pretty significantly. If we want to put that in terms of percent, it's up around 25 to 35% for a sticker that comes out of a dollar capsule. It's very good, especially considering it's the only purple inside of it, and that's what we care about. The thing is, this takes up so much of the added value to the capsule because it's the only purple that it actually makes the capsule profitable to open. Your average return is 114% provided you get it at 99 cents with a 0 Steam tax. Now, this is very important that if you were to sell on the Steam market, they are going to be taking a percentage, but the thing is 114% does exceed what percentage Steam is going to be taking. If you go ahead and you just add 1 singular cent onto everything that you're selling, obviously 114.5% is very close to the needed 115% to roughly break even, so to say, if you're selling on the Steam market. Now, if you're selling on Buff or another third-party website, you're going to be having a much lower fee, and that's very important because then you will be actually making profit. But the thing is, you can still make profit here just by adding 1 singular cent onto everything that you're selling, which is not really a ton. And honestly, the way these things have been selling and the demand for all of these stickers is pretty high right now that it's probably not going to be a big concern, especially if you're pulling like that unicorn hollow. You might even be able to sneak an extra 5 or 10 cents onto it, especially considering the demand is so high and it's got a pretty good price trend as it is, and you can see it's going up. Now, this is one of my sheets where I've got the ROI of every single capsule you can open in CSGO. Now, I haven't updated it since July, and I want to throw a big disclaimer out there that these numbers, excluding the one for the Enfu and the sticker capsule 2, which I have updated, but I want to point out just how many of these capsules are actually over 100%. I noticed the unicorn hollow because it's the only purple from that capsule. If you specifically pick out a couple capsules that are usually pretty close to 100% and notice something small changing with them, you might even be the only person to know, and you can cash in on some of that profit. But that's pretty much all I have for today, guys. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.